Morning.
Good morning.
Morning, everyone.
Morning.
So, I'd like to call this meeting to order. It is the meeting of the Green Bay Public Arts Commission. Today is Wednesday, February 28th. We are in City Hall, room 604. It is 8:09 a.m. Ken Tutchison, I'm here. Alex Zacharias.
Present.
Randy Scannell. Here. Matt Buchanan.
Here.
And Tiffany Bowles.
Here.
Great, and we have a liaison present, Beth Lemke.
Here.
Great, Stacy is not here. Minx is not, is that how you pronounce? Minx? Lee Clemens is also not present today.
They weren't gonna come.
Oh, they weren't, okay. So I'd like to get a motion to pass the the agenda.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? We're good, and I'd also.
Motion to approve.
Minutes?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Very good. Okay, so we have no communications, jump right into old business here. Discussion with possible action to review the plan for fundraising packet and fundraising cabinet for the GBPAC. Okay.
So, in the attachments, you will find kind of the printouts of the packet items. Here is a rough draft of, well, our copy kind of. So on the front, we'll have our logo. We also came up with a cool slogan for ourselves this past week.
Oh.
It was,
No.
Connect, Green Bay Public Arts Commission, connecting artists with Green Bay. Or the arts, I was also think that would work. Connecting the arts with Green Bay, artists with Green Bay. Actually, artists still works better, I think.
I think, yeah. Makes it
Connecting
human.
artists with Green Bay, because we have, oh, is it bridging?
yep.
Oh,
I'm sorry.
yeah.
I'm sorry,
I
I'm
see that.
totally faux pas that.
Right.
So it's bridging artists with Green Bay.
Yep.
The logo is, the bridge. I totally, that's the biggest point.
We don't have a bridge.
Right.
Yeah.
So the idea is a quick elevator pitch, you can just throw that out there. And then you have the one sentence, the paragraph, the full page, and the book describing it, so.
Is it an elevator or a bridge?
Elevating artists, no, it's a bridge.
Yeah.
But it's good, it's like the 10-second description of what we do.
That's what we need. It's
Yeah.
easy to get out,
Yeah.
easy to understand.
Yeah.
So,
So in the packet, you'll see kind of this donation card, which is gonna be this. On the back side is all the necessary jargon to get their dollar bills. And then this, I know I need to cut it down, but that's kind of where I'm looking for you guys for help. This is our kind of cabinet member cheat sheet as far as information about us and what they kind of should be hitting upon or at least know about so that they can tell potential donors about us. And then there's the packet pages, which are pretty similar to the past renditions. They've just been cut down a bit and made a bit more visually appealing.
so this, what we do page, that wasn't there when we had our agenda meeting, right?
No.
Oh, okay, so you put that together?
Yep.
Great, okay, and that will be on the 4th page?
That's just kind of an insert so that they can, whoever is talking to donors, be like, oh, like,
I see.
these are our programs that we have and
Right.
stuff like that. So it's kind of a more handy tool for whoever's talking to the donor.
Okay.
But I mean, I could include it as a 4th page if we feel that that's better.
Maybe in delivering continuity, because these three go together, with the cutting of the page. But yeah, I think having it in there is a good idea, whether it's part of the motif or not. So what, have we looked over this? We were able to look at it last week at the agenda. And so what are our thoughts? Any other suggestions for Laura? I think it's fantastic.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you for all the work. It's visually very, very strong.
Yeah. But if there are some tweaks in there that we think we could
I was gonna say,
Make
it
it
probably
better.
doesn't hurt either to double check for spelling errors
Yeah.
and things like that. 'Cause I'm not always the best grammatically.
Yeah.
Fundraising is not my area of expertise, I'm learning.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, and I ran this by Cheryl.
Yeah.
And she thought it was,
Okay.
So you said you wanted a new picture, I just sent you one, I forgot I was supposed to do that,
Awesome.
right?
yeah, she's like, oh, Kent's a good looking guy. We need a better, like a good, nice headshot.
I couldn't tell it was you.
Yeah.
That's what she said.
the
She's
page
like,
I
"Who's
have
this
on
guy?"
my website.
Yeah, I thought that's gotta be Kent, but I really couldn't.
Is it a bad picture?
You
On
just
my
look really
website.
young with it.
A headshot would be reasonable there.
Would be better?
Yeah.
Okay. I have more of a headshot. I guess you could zoom in on.
I see the nose hair.
Yeah, we could always Photoshop whatever we need to do.
Like you take away some of the blemishes.
I was kidding there.
Yeah. Can you make my beard a little better?
Beth, what do you think? You do a lot of,
I like it. I printed it really quickly yesterday, so I haven't had a chance, but I'll go through again, because I know, I do like the fact page a lot, because, you know, it's that one-page summary.
The what we do page you like?
The what we do,
Okay.
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, that was something you just whipped together. I like this a lot.
I know it's a little more information heavy, but I tried to cut it down as much as possible.
And you have the bullets. I mean, that gives the eye a little bit of direction.
Yeah, and the infographics on the financial snapshot. I love infographics. They're a quick, easy way to get information across.
Right.
And
Visually appealing.
on the what we do page, I did include a part about our funding, because I know there was some concern expressed. People think that we are funded through taxpayer dollars, which we aren't.
That's very important.
So kind of stating that like, hey, we don't get money. We rely on you.
Yeah.
So. But yeah, once this gets the A-OK, I'm gonna whip out 99 copies.
Really? Okay, great.
And problem ain't one.
So is there a deadline you want us to give you a final say?
As soon as possible, because, well, actually, I guess, excuse me, the next part of this, since we have our packet, now we need to go gung ho on our cabinet and determining who's gonna be there, what we expect from them, just kind of setting that up.
That's right. And we have a list of.
I was gonna say, I do have
people.
some names, I don't know if.
Yeah, the only name that I didn't see on there, yeah. So, yeah, there's another name that's not on here. Joanna Wickland, Christopher Newman, Jim Rivet, Scott Coffernis. These are names from the original thing, and some of these people probably won't be willing to participate anymore, but we'll see. Jason Gillig, Wendy Townsend, Garrett Bader, that's good. And Kim Pigeon Metzner.
Those are the names that I collected from the past minutes.
Yeah. This is good.
how many people do we want in the cabinet?
I think we want,
I think we had said like 5.
yeah, at
or
least
6
5.
before.
What would you suggest, Beth, having on
What's the ultimate dollar goal?
That we
originally
haven't
was,
determined either, but.
yeah, $300 over 3 years, $300,000 over 3 years was what we were looking at. So it wouldn't be more than that, I don't think, unless we are really ambitious.
I think it's going back to that list and making the ask, now that you've got the packet, and making sure everybody understands what's going on. And then potentially then developing, for some entities, you know, multi-year pledge opportunities. So they may not be able to give funding all in one felt swoop, but they might be able to commit. So if that is over the 3 years, or,
Yeah.
you know, then the cabinet would need to know the options.
Yeah,
when they're
right.
going out to the community. But yes, I'd go back to that list, and whether, you know, you and Laura calling and asking
Mhm.
and saying, can we meet?
Sure. Okay, so do you think we should have,
I don't know that there's any magical number, it's just, you're gonna be relying on their take and their enthusiasm on the packet, and then relying on the networks that they have
yeah,
to then, give back.
And is there a cabinet member that we select as,
yeah, the chair of the
Chair,
cabinet,
yeah.
yep, we would do that. I think they would probably do that.
Mm.
Like, we would let them vote on it. And probably, one of us would sit on the fundraiser cabinet, I'm assuming, is that usually how it works? Or would it be you, or would it just be one of us?
To be the chair of that cabinet?
No, just to sit on that.
Oh, it would probably be me,
Okay,
I'm guessing.
yeah. Unless another person's feeling ambitious, I think.
so you rattled off of some other names?
Mhm. Yeah, this is just a
Okay.
working list.
Okay.
And so we can add to this as many people as we want. But I think we're gonna need, if we're gonna wanna raise $300,000, maybe 8 people to be sitting on this. I don't see how it'd be, how it could harm us to have a little bit more.
Mhm.
If anyone feels otherwise,
These are people that we've made the ask and they've agreed?
No.
Have expressed interest.
Okay. They
Some
have
of these
expressed
people have
interest.
already agreed already.
Okay.
But they've said they'd be open to it, but we needed something more formalized
Got it.
to bring to them. So Beth, let me ask you this question also. Should we have an itemized, give list in the fundraising packet?
Well, you're looking just to sustain funds, you're not necessarily looking for sponsorship opportunities, because there's kind of a different, for capital, you're looking for capital operating dollars
Okay.
versus, sponsorship. I guess I shouldn't say WPS, that's not a really perfect example. They had a sum of money, but basically, they had a project intact. You don't have, you have the
Right.
programs, but you're looking to sustain the whole. So it's not like you're gonna go and ask part of the cabinet, there might be somebody that's like, ooh, rotating art program, okay, I'm really interested in that, but you don't have a breakdown of levels of giving.
Right.
And I think we had agreed, like when we
So-
last talked about it, at this stage, it doesn't make sense
Okay.
to.
All right.
Because it could, I think you said before, like, it kind of ties your hands up, like, oh, we have all this money, but it's only for that.
Right.
Correct, and you need to
So-
sustain the whole.
Yeah.
The one thing too I would think about is if the cabinet comes together, they can do some of this work too,
Mhm.
right? So if somebody gives, $2,000 a year for 3 years, what sort of recognition are they gonna get? If somebody says, I'm gonna give you $5,000 one time, or I'm gonna give you $5,000 over 3, so at
Yeah.
what level, and then how is the commission going to recognize them for it?
Right. So we need to have that in place.
You can put that on a website right away as to recognition of,
Yeah.
different institutions do it different ways. You can call it, gold, silver, bronze, you
Yeah.
can do gems, you can do,
Right.
you know.
You would call them, you'd call them sustaining members then, as opposed to sponsors?
Yes,
Okay.
because again, I think sponsorship will come secondarily, but you need operating fund, this group needs
Right.
operating
So
funds,
sustaining members, right. Okay.
And then if we're gonna recognize them, is it an event of some sort?
I don't know, again, events cost money.
Yeah.
Everybody, some people want to be anonymous, some people, it would be, what I would recommend is whether it's the WPS project that moves forward or the first installation, you're formally recognizing in the media release, funding, funding is, it's like WPS, or Wisconsin Public Television, funding is provided by, blah, 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 blah,
Right.
Wisconsin Public Radio is, supported by you, our listeners, our viewers, and,
Mhm.
but the operating funds is basically, I still think you need a level of recognition so people understand, like, you're helping sustain.
Yeah.
And you've laid that out, and again, you know what the granting program is, but there hasn't been a lot of expense sans your positions. Do you know what I'm saying? So that's, you want it to grow and maintain.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
But again, that's again, the cabinet can also make some of
Yeah.
those decisions too.
Okay. So do we want to set a date for our first cabinet meeting so that we can let the members know this has been formalized, this is what you need to look forward to in April? Or should we do that?
Yeah.
You might want to have a date in mind, but you're probably wanting to call back individually that list or meet with those folks and then get their take on. It's kind of a,
I was gonna say, do you want me to make a few of these up?
Yes.
And then we can meet with them kind of one-on-one, like, hey, are you still interested? We are gonna be meeting in,
Okay.
So March would be interviews, and in April, they launch.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. Like invite meetings or something like that.
and
Okay.
then, whenever
Shanghai
that
meeting.
first
Yeah.
installation is, then it's an open invite, and then even if they're not there, they're recognized at the level of support.
Okay. Let's do that. Then let's say like second week in April, we're looking to have our first meeting. And we should probably touch base with these people, try to do it in the first week of March.
next week.
Yeah.
Is there more people we need to come up with? 'Cause, I mean,
Yes.
we want to get 8 or so, I mean, if you say, sorry, no,
Yeah, we're
or
gonna need more.
more.
So I'm hoping, with the conversations that we have with these people, they might have more suggestions. I'm kind of tapped out of ideas. I don't really feel like I have a huge network of fundraising cabinet friends.
Yeah, I'm wondering if we want to have like a, when you put together, nowadays, when you put together a board, you bring them in specifically because they bring something to the table.
Yeah.
So do we want to identify what we want them, those talents that they have? Is it grant writing, is it, you know what I mean?
Yeah. So
Are we looking for, or are they just well-known in the community? So
Yeah.
I'm just wondering if there's characteristics that we want to identify that would make them an ideal. How do you guys, is that what you do? Do you search people with deep pockets? Okay, they got deep pockets, or
Connections.
or connections, or?
It's a combination. For the governmental side, there's an appointed board that their interest is really the collection and the preservation of the collection. And then from the foundation side, it is a combination, and it's a rotating, it's several terms, and there's key positions, like from the finance side and the things that we need to be compliant with, and then other roles that are fulfilled. So there's no necessarily magic. You want to make sure people understand the ultimate goal, and then that they're enthusiastic about it is, I think, first and foremost. So
So
now,
we-
it's an expectation
I
that
like
board members are a member of the Neville. This doesn't necessarily you're not rolling out a membership program here, which is a whole nother, arm and leg side of things. And then, there's different, you're not going to bylaws per se, so since there's no 501c3 status, there's a whole lot more paperwork that would have to happen. Right now, you're looking for that capital campaign, which is a little bit different than a board, because I guess this is functioning as the appointed board, kind of, and then you're looking for the philanthropic piece. So it's a little bit.
So like for the finance, would that be inside, that be part of the city responsibility? Do you know what I mean? I'm wondering
For the grant
who's
writing?
overseeing the monies, I guess?
well, maybe that would be the Green Bay. Yeah. So
Oh, I see.
We're going to contract with them to handle all of our funding and all that stuff, to handle the business side and the paperwork and all that stuff for our finance stuff. But they're not actually going to solicit money for us. So we'll connect funders with the Green Bay, what's it, Community Foundation. And that's the way we're going to get money. But I think, yeah, as Beth said, we'll have people on here with deep pockets. Hopefully, we can find somebody, with a, name, like a big money name, like Cress, or someone like that who's into the arts, who would want to participate in helping Green Bay develop more of an arts culture. but a lot of these people have, they all have networks, I would say. So I think this is a good list to start with, and if, they give us more leads, then we can, and I'd like to attend as many as I can next week. And if there's like, we'll have to talk about setting up some dates and other we can plan for that, but. So we'll start those meetings second week in March, or second week in April, having our first tentative fundraising cabinet. Does that sound like a good plan?
Yep.
Okay, and then we'll move forward with our $300,000 over 3 years campaign then, as we have been kind of discussing from the get-go. Anything else to discuss with the fundraising packet or cabinet decisions? Any ideas?
Maybe just one other thing that we might add to the packet, maybe a page of images of public art that we've funded.
Well, we have the, unfortunately,
Not a lot yet.
the artist stories.
We've got the artist stories, right? I didn't know if we could have some images of public art in there. That's just the one thing I felt like I didn't see.
It makes sense that that would be in there to show
Yeah.
what has been sponsored.
Yeah.
Breastfeeding mural.
Yeah. I wonder if we could get a picture
Yeah.
of Dave's and Steve Haas's picture of their
Rotating
work
art.
that they're gonna be contributing once we have the pads. We could ask them if we could have a photo of
Yeah.
their,
I mean, even.
And maybe past artwork too, I mean, because there's the stuff along the river.
well, we didn't really put that in there.
Yeah, we.
But the city did.
Yeah, yeah. That's public art that's in Green Bay. I would say let's see if we can make this work first, and if we still can't, it's a good idea to have the public art in visual picture tab like that. So, what do you think?
Yeah, I can ask Brian.
Yeah, so we'd have Dave's, Steve's, well, Brian hasn't really started his yet, has he?
He has it started,
Oh, really? It'd be kind of good to
as
get.
far as I know. I asked
picture.
him for an image, but that was probably, he communicates when he wants to communicate.
That's right, okay.
Even if, like, images of them working on it.
That would be really cool.
I think is
Yeah.
good, or the rendering of Embark.
Mhm.
I was gonna say,
because
Oh, sure.
it's a kind of a vision of the future, what's to come.
Mhm.
I think that's
Definitely.
something worth showing.
Nothing related, but if one idea that comes to mind is if we were to create all those existing sculptures and the ones to come into pins that we can wear,
Mm.
as a way of
Promotion.
raising money,
Yeah.
Another pin, yes.
Yeah.
Right.
My wife, she'll wear like from simple to gaudy, but some people like pins and.
Yeah,
Mhm.
okay, so, promotional.
That's, yeah,
Everyone-
promotional art, maybe,
Yeah, yeah, that's a good idea, though. We talked about doing t-shirts and stuff like that at some point, too.
What if we got, like screen prints or something done? Like people, well,
Mhm.
what was that? We did those like well, we didn't, but there's that video, I think you sent it. People did screen prints of like manhole covers and like grading on sides of buildings, like using the city to make this like piece of art that you wear.
But I don't really get it.
Well, it'd be like a fundraiser kind of.
Mhm.
Or it would be like, thanks for donating, like here's a t-shirt that has like part of the city on it. that the
Ah,
artist
yeah,
made.
yeah, I see. Okay.
So I'm wondering,
That's cool.
So we could talk to Brian.
You could wear the city on your sleeve.
Yeah.
that part of the, because we're going to have this cabinet, but is there other like ongoing fundraising type things are we going to attempt?
Yeah, I think so. We had talked about doing an annual event at one point. We'd have to make, probably a subcommittee who would handle that. Like, is that what you mean? Like?
Yeah, I'm just wondering what else are we doing
As far as fundraising.
as far as
Yeah.
fundraising?
And promotion and marketing.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think we have much like in objective form at this point. They're all kind of ideas.
Would
So-
that be something that the fundraising cabinet comes up with? Or is that kind
Sure.
of what we kind of brainstorm and they,
Since they're the
That's what the
fundraising
details.
cabinet, they would definitely be involved, you know, in that. So like, that doesn't mean we can't have ideas and, you know, pitch to them or something like that. But, yeah, it's definitely something we should get working on though, like some fun event or, you know, that takes a lot of
Bungee
time.
jumping off Tower Drive.
Oh, man. Public art, yeah, kind of like a aerial dance, all right?
There you go, that's cool. I like that.
And then do we
Dollar
have-
Drive.
are we looking to have like a brick and mortar location, you know, that people, because the Neville Museum has a place where stuff happens. So do we need or are thinking about having something like that, you
Public
know?
art. It's not a bad idea for like 10-year plan or something like
I
that.
know, I don't know, you
Yeah.
know, or it's something, or do we incorporate other, I don't know, just
Yeah.
throwing it out there.
No, I like the idea of becoming more of a
A physical place.
physical presence, like maybe it's down the road at some kind of event hall or something like that where we can have public art, like, and people can use that space, and that could be the public art performance space or something.
maybe we could have that be part of new business item number 1?
Discuss with possible action. Oh, yeah, right, okay, so let's move.
Right, let's keep going.
Thank you, Laura. Yeah, stay in
Sorry,
task
I'm the
here.
one-
I mean, we
Alex,
keep talking
I'm
about it.
instigating.
So item old business number 2, WPS project update.
We don't have to make any, we don't have to any action take, do we?
Oh, not at this point, I don't think, nope.
I think it's just kind of up to staff now to
Yep.
set up that meeting and get that rolling. But as long as you
So
guys
refer to staff,
approve of
yeah.
this.
Oh, yeah, so let's back up, old
Contingent
business
upon
number 1.
reviewing.
So
Possible action, yeah.
So Laura has made a great packet. We've made some suggestions. So maybe we can entertain a motion to pass this packet with the amendments that we had discussed and the potential idea of having an image page on there or something, as is.
Do you
Don't
still
move.
want us to kind of do a quick read
Edit?
through
Yeah.
and edits? Okay.
Yeah.
That's generally speaking.
So-
Friday?
I'm honestly not gonna get to it this week, because I'm already pretty stretched for hours with Artie Grow and stuff, but, I mean, if you want to, otherwise, I'll get working on it next week, so,
Okay.
So maybe by Monday of next week?
yeah.
Okay.
Is there an address that I could just mail my corrections to, or do you, well, how do you want
Oh,
it?
I can just be right here. My office is just.
Oh, okay, drop it off here, so.
Or email form, if you want to do that too, probably.
Yeah.
Do I just go into the main
Yeah.
doors there? Awesome.
And just start screaming Laura
Yeah.
loud.
I'll hear you. At least for now, in like a month, we're gonna be moved around probably, so.
Yeah, I've got some renovating to do.
Yeah.
So moved?
So moved.
I'll second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Very good.
Yay.
So, item number 2, WPS project update.
This is a quick little update, just to kind of, wrap it all up, I guess. Kent is the chosen artist. Just you-
Congratulations.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Very excited to see what comes from that. Just to clarify, he is only getting $80,000 from the total donation from WPS Foundation, which was $100,000. The remainder, that $20,000 left over, is being reserved for maintenance budget / if.
Something needs to be done with the site.
Yep, any site prep beforehand. And I actually have a draft of the contract here. It's not official yet, but
Okay.
I can run that by you later. We still have to kind of work out a few things. We're still figuring out the payment part too, as far as if WPS is gonna be giving the city the money and then we're giving the money to you, or if it's just gonna be WPS to you. So
Okay.
that's kind of the last little bit. And then I'm actually gonna talk to you after this, if you have time, about preparing the site plan and actually getting that set up. The only thing we don't have set really at the moment is kind of the expected finish date and unveiling. So
Yeah.
I know we were talking about fall,
Yep,
Is
so.
that still doable, or?
It's still doable,
Okay.
yeah. So I have 2 contracts that I'm working on now that I've already committed to, that I'm finishing up. And then after these projects, I haven't taken on anything else. It's just gonna be the WPS project until its completion. So, project will begin in spring. We'll be working throughout the summer and into the fall until its completion. So what'll happen in the spring is I'll consult with engineers, we'll draw up like engineering drawings, specifications with stamps, so that everything is legit, because this is kinetic. And this is the most ambitious kinetic piece I've ever done. And in the past, when I've done kinetic pieces, I've consulted with engineers, but I haven't ever had them draft the designs. But I'm intending to do that with this project because it is pretty complex. So those engineering consultations will begin in spring. We'll do the site mapping, and then we'll conceive of a very accurate schedule and timetable for the project. So I don't want to commit to a schedule until I've consulted with the engineers.
Okay.
But, I mean, that being said, I still think 2018, like, we're gonna get it done, and we're gonna have it installed. And worst case scenario, we do a site prep in fall, and then we install in early winter or something like that. So we don't have to do site prep in winter. We'll have all that established beforehand, and that can be done, for sure. That's kind of what I'm looking at right now. Any questions for me about that? Yeah.
Yeah, the only thing is if you did extend into winter, would you have a good crowd turnout?
Yeah, for the event?
How are you?
Um,
Depends on the weather on that
Yeah,
day.
maybe.
Yeah, I mean, if it's a nice or a fairly decent day, I think you'd still get a good crowd.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
if we got a blizzard, forget
Well,
it.
where's the winter parade? Is that on Broadway?
Oh, that's interesting.
That is a good idea.
If
Yeah.
need be, I mean,
Yeah.
I would prefer
That'd
if
be
it's
awesome.
warmer
That's a good
weather.
fallback.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We should figure out what that date is.
Or if there's any celebrations in the fall or anything like that we can.
Laura, you were so brilliant that way.
Winter parade, okay.
I mean, if people are already coming, glom on to that. crowd.
Definitely.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
Piggyback,
well,
yeah.
On Broadway is gonna be doing a fall festival, based on the meeting that we went to, and they're gonna have their
Yeah.
Winter Fest.
Yeah.
We're having the Brown County birthday on our grounds on October 26th. It's a Friday.
Okay.
But that's kind of museum central. We'll utilize the parking lot and have a backup plan to move stuff indoors if the weather doesn't cooperate. So,
Cool.
We can connect with DGBI since
Yeah.
it's their district if they've got anything coming up. And even if they don't,
And we can make something.
we might be able to work with them to do a pop-up event.
The one thing that I always tell clients about schedules, if a date you set in time isn't gonna be realistic anymore, and you've established a, big event plan and stuff like that, it can cause some big problems if that project isn't gonna meet that date. So, also, you kind of wanna give the subcontractor, the person doing all the fabrication, some buffer time, just so that they're not feeling crunched and starting to cut corners on things. You want it to be done as best as it can be done, and that happens when the fabricator has a buffer time. So, I think winter parade, is that actually in winter time?
the downtown Green Bay Parade is the Saturday, it's November, it's a teen of November.
Okay.
It is, should be November 17th, 2018.
Or it'll just become an event of itself.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So,
I'm hesitant to move it back a lot more, just with WPS. So,
Yeah.
I mean, I could talk to Carmen and see how far back they're willing to go.
That'd be fine.
Do they have any, does WPS have any anniversary date or anything that's a fall? Because obviously.
Not that I know, of, but I can look into that.
I can't remember like how many, you know, obviously they're significantly, I can't remember like how old they are, or if there's something that's a unique, or,
Yeah,
you
they kind
know,
of-
or because it's kinetic and energy, is there, you know, energy renewal month, or,
Yeah.
you know, technically is there, I don't know that there's a public art, there's no shortage of like weird days, like what was it,
Yeah.
the other day was like National Pancake Day or something like that.
Yeah.
There's
But-
Earth Day. I don't know what that is.
April 22nd.
no,
Yeah.
I don't know, but maybe there's something that
Within their
Carmen
own-
would know or would like, you know what I'm saying,
Yeah.
she's,
That they would prefer to kind of have it centered towards.
because obviously from a media standpoint, whenever that date is set, you want the most people there, and that joint effort of content coming from the city out, from the commission out, but also then WPS can push stuff out,
Yeah.
Yeah, that
Their
sounds like a plan. So
communications and marketing.
talk to, so Carmen is the
Yep.
person, okay, so talk to Carmen and then let me know. I'd be willing to talk with them too and kind of give them my perspective.
Okay.
Um,
I would say it's probably a good idea for you to get in contact with her, actually.
Yeah.
So they know you.
And then, that's kind of all I have at this point.
Is my understanding of the location, so when Northland is open, because I'm having a hard time picturing, because again, with all the fences and everything, so it'll be that corridor where you can, it'll be visible from there, am I thinking correctly?
It's gonna be right on that corner.
Corner.
So I mean, you can see it down that street. It would be positioned more right on that corner.
You wouldn't really see it from like the front of the north.
No, but if you were, okay.
Yeah.
Maybe
You can
if
see
you're
it
the
from-
far north side of the building,
Yep,
maybe.
yeah, mhm.
You'd probably be able to.
I was
Yep.
gonna say, do we have a date set up for when that's gonna be open?
The north one, in the summer, well, I think we're shooting summer.
August, September.
Yeah.
Isn't it the summer of 2016?
19?
Yeah. We're gonna go back in time. We're going back in time. Get the band back together, man.
No, I think, I mean, I don't really know the updates, but they were kind of cool. It was a coordinated effort
We're
there.
gonna be doing a pocket park on the northeast corner of the Bay Lake City Center, so right across the street from the main entrance of the Northland, kind of where the loading docks are now.
Oh, yeah.
So we're working with the building owners to reconfigure that space so it's a little bit greener, and there would be a play space for kids.
Really?
So that little area right there in front of the Northland and around the
Mhm.
corner over by our piece, it's gonna be really spruced up.
Yeah.
With everything we've got going there.
Just that loading dock area is kind of like ill placed, but
Yeah.
yeah, where else are they gonna put it, I wonder? I mean, is that building gonna be there for a long, long time?
For the foreseeable future, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, there's plans, but I don't know
Okay.
how realistic those plans are, or
Long-range
when they
plans.
will.
Mhm.
We're planning to see something else.
Cool, great. Okay, any other WPS project update stuff? Questions?
Oh, just that, we're working with the other two
Yeah?
final applicants to hopefully find something to utilize their skills for.
Right,
We don't know anything
I was thinking,
specific
that
yet.
they were talking about when we were talking about the trail for the East River Trail.
Yeah.
I think it's right around Baird or so, there's gonna be a spot. I don't know if maybe Beacon could go there, because it'd be open.
Baird?
I think it was around Baird and Maine, or it was, I gotta talk to Dan Dishtat, I was gonna pitch it to him and see.
Okay.
I'm not exactly sure how big the space is either, but it sounded like it was gonna be a sizable space, and they talked about doing something with it. And I thought,
Okay.
Maybe Beacon, because that would be open, so you wouldn't have to worry about people, you know, it'd be observable from all angles and everything, and it'd be right by that trail.
Yeah, okay. And then Dave's piece, the Willow?
Obviously
Yeah.
we all love both pieces, so
Yeah.
if we can figure out a way to make it happen, we will, but it's
Is there
still.
Well, his is part of the rotating arc too, right?
Not that piece,
Not that
but
piece.
he's having another piece, yeah.
But similar.
Yeah, in that
Right,
same
so-
motif, I
right.
guess.
So at least we get part-time for a while, and then we can maybe.
Yeah.
Is there any way that the GBPAC could leverage those efforts if we came up with a, what is it, the letter of support for both of them? Like, just saying that, you know, we support the efforts of, you know, these projects being created in, so that's what the letter of support is. It's basically a letter that can support the effort of some type of public art entity. So maybe that could, they could have formalized support, at least from the GBPAC.
Certainly couldn't hurt.
Yeah. Is
Do
that?
we have the motion for that, or is that the action for that? Or?
I don't, I think we probably have to reach out to those folks and they have to initiate that.
Maybe
But-
get on another agenda.
Yeah,
and take
they would
action.
have to like do an application or something. And we don't have a formal application for the letter of support, do we?
No, it's just they kind of contact me and then I say, hey, this person wants a little support. And they like, yay or nay.
Okay.
And write it or not.
Yeah. I think that might have to get the has already. Is there some, I know that there's interest. Is there, I mean, it's a couple more $80,000 projects, so we'll have to try to,
Matter of finding funds.
yeah, they're out there.
Well, and there might be for that trail, there might be some grants or something.
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay.
I mean, we know we want to do public art with the trail. We know we want to do public art with the shipyard.
Right.
So I think
Right.
as soon as we get to the point where we
Yeah.
can
I think working towards,
these projects.
I was gonna talk to you about that too,
Mhm.
about trying to set up like a 10%
Yeah,
thing.
that would be, like,
So
usually
that for
it's a.
future, that like it's kind of set, like, all right, we need a
Percent for
plan to
the arts.
have this set in. So
That's,
I don't
really,
know how to
really
go
good
about
idea.
doing that, but I would definitely be interested in setting something like that up.
yeah, percentage for the arts, like in new establishments, at least within the city.
You're talking about development permits?
No, it would be something that's worked into the contract with any new
Oh.
establishment.
Like with the development agreements? Like
Yeah,
You're getting TIF funds, so,
well, it can be as
Like
basic as
that's
any, so I think Portland has one, that's any new construction,
yeah.
faculty needs to have a percentage dedicated to the arts, of like
So-
1% or more.
Right, so that's actually with, when you pull a development permit for a certain project of a certain dollar amount, a certain percentage of that permit fee goes towards public art. I
Okay.
believe.
Ah.
And now
of the
it could
permit
be
fee.
either for the project or it can go towards a big pot of funds.
Sure.
So you just throw the dollar in the kitty and.
I see. Is it just for the fee? Like, so, or
I
is it
believe
for
it's
the
part of the-
entire project budget?
I think it's for the permit.
Okay. I think the ones that I'm talking about are for the entire, like, if you're gonna put in a $3 million project,
Mhm.
or a $100 million project, 1 million would go towards arts. And like constructing a sculpture, like making your green space more tricked out, kind
Mhm.
of. So that'd be a percentage for the arts. So it would be the working budget would have a percentage dedicated to the arts.
We should definitely talk more about this.
Yeah.
Yeah, offline and figure out something we might be able to do.
Okay, yeah. That's a great idea. We should keep that conversation alive. I knew we had talked about it way early on. I don't know if you remember,
Mhm, mhm.
doing a percentage
I
for the
forgot,
arts.
but
Yeah,
I remember.
Yeah, no, that's great. Okay, so we don't need to make any motion for item number 2, so let's go into new business discussion with possible action on the Bloomberg Philanthropies Public Art Challenge. Okay, so,
So Alex passed this by me earlier, and then I actually got a letter from the Office of the Mayor too about it, kind of inviting us to participate. Basically, it is a grant for a creative public art project that helps solve any civic issues that we have going on or anything like that. This is kind of a brainstorming session to see if we are interested. I know I'm very
pretty sharp.
interested.
Careful.
But some past examples of participants. They started the program in 2014, I believe. But some past examples they have up here.
Breathing lights.
They had these, you can see kind of these houses they had set up that would have lights that kind of fade in and out to raise awareness for blighted neighborhoods and places that need renovation. So something like that was funded to
Spooky.
help that issue within that community. Another thing that they had, I really like this one, Art House, a social kitchen. So it's kind of culinary institute where people can learn how to cook, but then it's also invigorating and bringing in the arts and stuff like that. So kind of issues like this where solving problems within the community through art and helping bring artists into that space and helping them help solve problems for us. So, I know we got problems. Let's have artists help us.
And there's a deadline, right?
Yep, April 19th is gonna be the deadline.
It's really quick.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a quick turnaround there. But basically you apply, they have an application. I printed 2 of them out.
Is this a complicated application?
I think there's 2 copies there.
Is it?
And then in this application, do they just want the idea? And if so, do they want to know numbers, how much it's going to cost? I mean, are they going to want that specific
That's
information?
easy.
Yep.
Last name,
Okay.
So one of the,
300-word proposed project, that's not bad. Locations.
We have to come up with a project, right?
Mhm.
one of the things that,
Pretty in-depth.
You think for $1 million, probably, yeah.
Yeah, I suppose. But there's stages, I'm sure, of the application process.
that,
Usually with these big projects, you like,
I mean, I think there are stages.
yeah, they'll,
I don't know how far they like cut it down in
Yeah.
that first one, but
so you'll apply, phase 1 application. Probably phase 2 would be like, they invite 15 people to write a more accurate application or something like that.
yeah.
So, I don't think it would hurt to come up with a concept and do this first application.
The project that I'm kind of thinking of, and it's really a loose idea at the moment, the Shower and Schumacher building.
Yeah?
We've also been talking with UW Green Bay about having downtown housing for students. Kevin King over there. He was talking about using the Shower and Schumacher building as kind of a maker space / kind of think tank area. So I'm thinking maybe we could do a partnership with us and the UW Green Bay and kind of creating this student space, but also maybe it's a studio space where artists can come and create art, and maybe it's like a cafe in there too, and people can come and just drink coffee while they watch someone painting or carving or something, just a creative hub.
And offer helpful critiques.
Yeah.
So let me understand, do they want like a physical standing something or something that's like where you're suggesting is interactive, you know what I mean? You know,
It depends
Is
on
there
how
a-
it solves, or,
it's supposed to solve something.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think that's the key. We need to identify an issue
yeah.
that we want to
Right.
solve, and the project should kind of fall around that.
Yeah.
Boredom. We want to solve boredom.
A
Looking
multi-purpose
through-
artistic approach, so like physical presence, maybe other things, because the light thing,
Yeah.
like that's a great idea, but this is not like a sculpture necessarily.
Right.
And that would take $1 million to do that lighting kind of thing?
Maybe it's several places throughout the city.
Yeah.
Um,
And promoting it and materials explaining why they're doing it.
This is temporary public art projects up there.
Yep,
But
so,
space is very permanent.
yep. Which I don't know the specifics on it, because as far as like that culinary kitchen,
Uh-huh.
as far as I know, that's still running.
Yeah.
Right.
So, so April, huh? April, so we'd have one more meeting before we'd have
I
to
think
have.
this, yeah, sorry, I think this probably require subcommittee work off, you know, later this week or next week.
Yeah.
Right.
And actually put this together.
Probably true, yeah.
I'll participate in that,
Yeah,
I'd like to as well.
you know. We'll just set up a brainstorming day and
okay.
at least throw a proposal out there and see what
Mhm.
happens, see
Okay.
what sticks.
So, can I get a motion to create a subcommittee?
Motion to create a subcommittee
Second.
consisting of Alex.
So a motion to create the subcommittee for the Bloomberg Philanthropies application project, well, application, okay.
Mhm.
Seconded, all in
Second.
favor?
I,
All right.
Aye, opposed? Very good, okay, so we've established the subcommittee.
Do we need to-
Alex, do we need to what?
Go on, just,
And whoever else wants to.
I'm happy to.
Anybody else want to participate?
I think there's a few other people in economic development who are
We can
interested.
invite, sure.
That'd be, okay. Do we need to set a date right now? Or do you want to,
We could
See
probably
what-
do that.
I was gonna say, I'll see
After.
who actually
Right.
has time for this.
you don't need any.
Because I think this also, I mean,
I think so.
we need a letter from like the mayor.
because it's a
So it has to
city,
be a
yeah.
project that he's
Yeah.
also willing to
Right.
support.
Right, okay, makes sense.
Right.
So next week, maybe we'll get together?
Yeah.
Okay, or the subcommittee will?
Sounds great.
Yep.
Fantastic. And then, the one thing that I would ask from the subcommittee is that they would present at the March meeting,
Concept.
the concept, yeah.
Perfect.
Maybe it'd be a good idea to have a few
Maybe
artists
when I-
on, like physical
Maybe
artists also.
do-
We have a
Oh,
visual
yes,
artist,
yes.
someone who does murals or, chef or something like that. So, great, I think this is a cool idea. This could help Green Bay a lot, and this could leverage GBPAC, lots of great things. Any other discussion about the Bloomberg philanthropies?
Thanks for bringing it to us.
Yeah.
I mean, Alex
you
brought
guys.
it and then I
Yeah.
got the letter, so I was like, well, now, what's that?
We just have to do it.
Yeah.
Okay, we have a few bills. The insurance bill?
Yep, so in the packet, there's the budget breakdown.
Yes.
The top one is basically our expenses from June to December 2017. At the remainder of the year, we had 63,800. Starting out the new year now, we have, we got insurance. So that's our kind of $1,000 cost. That's gonna cover us for the whole year.
That's awesome.
That goes until
Who is our insurance covered? Do you remember?
is,
I'm just interested.
well, we're going through our accountant is through Vincent Urban and Walker, but
Okay.
the liability policy is through Attain Specialty Insurance.
Okay, so they're with us over, okay. Cool,
So we'll be covered
Great.
until next year, which is awesome.
okay.
The other thing that we purchased Mardi Gras booth fee. We are going to be at Mardi Gras this weekend, so I encourage you to come and visit. Also, who wants to hang out with me at Mardi Gras?
Yeah. I forgot it was on the
I
weekend.
will.
I mean, I'll be knocking
Great.
the
Is there like
doors.
shifts
I
that you can sign
have
up for? Or?
3 participant passes, so I'll be there both days, all day, but if you want to pop in,
So, can you tell us the times again? for
Yeah.
Mardi Gras?
Saturday it's going to be 10 to 6, and Sunday it's 10 to 5, and that's at Shopko Hall.
Okay, I think I could come.
I know
Sunday.
you're doing the GB.
That got canceled.
It did?
Yeah.
I thought it was back on.
He was like, missed attendance by wait, you thought back on from when?
I think I talked to Matt, or not Matt, I talked to
Will?
Will yesterday, and he said it's on.
He sent everyone a email that canceled everything.
Oh, I don't know anymore.
Well, it better be canceled because we already made plans and stuff. No, it's canceled.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So Saturday, I'll probably swing by and just say hello.
Okay.
Because the Boys and Girls Club is gonna have a booth, so I'm gonna just
Yeah,
kind
yeah.
of be
Good.
over. I'll be hanging out.
at the booth, I am gonna have kind of applications and guidelines for our rotating arts program and annual grants program. So those can be distributed to those who are interested in applying. I'm also thinking about setting up a newsletter sign up. So actually making a newsletter that we can email out to people probably on like a quarterly basis
Cool.
at the moment.
Great idea.
So having people sign up for that so they can kind of keep in the know with what we're doing. Also, bowl of candy to bring people in.
Sure.
And then.
Artwork, are you bringing any of your work? I mean, you
I
have
was
big-
thinking about working on painting while I'm there.
Yeah, that's
a
I figure
great
people
idea.
aren't gonna want, like,
Nice.
I'm not gonna be talking to people all day, so.
Right.
I'll paint and then that'll probably draw people in.
That'll be awesome.
That's a fantastic idea.
So you should also bring one or two of your paintings or something and, you know, just have them out there. That'll bring people in and,
I guess.
you know.
Yeah, yeah,
I do
yeah.
portraits.
Maybe you'll sell one.
Yeah.
So doing that, and then also another part that I was thinking about having there too is just having a plain canvas, maybe sketching out the skyline of Green Bay or something, or like a symbol of Green Bay, and
Sure.
then having people come and they can come and paint on it, or.
So
Yeah, like you did at
fun. So fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was cool, that was fun.
Yeah,
I enjoyed
so having
that.
something
Right,
like
yeah.
that, and then we can. I'll
I even stayed
display
within
it
the lines.
in my office or something, and then.
Cool.
People can come together and create.
I love that idea. It's wonderful.
So.
I wonder if we could get like a performer to just hang out and do a performance or something, you know. just
Alex
drop
will
it.
come visit and just speak words.
They have, they have
Spoken word.
they have a stage, I think they have 2 stages that are scheduled out.
Oh, they do?
Yeah, they have
Okay.
entertainment and part of, that's ongoing throughout all day Saturday and all day
Okay.
Sunday.
I could maybe try and get
Well,
there
I could
Saturday
come
morning, but I don't know.
Sunday morning, I think I'll bring my kids or something and let them run around and check out the art. Cool, this is gonna be cool.
Mhm.
We'll see how this works. Maybe,
I was gonna say, this is kind of our first, I was trying to get enough stuff together to make it worthwhile to exhibit here. I think it'll be good. It's kind of our first time marketing ourselves, which I think is nice, even if we don't get participants. I'm hoping at least that we'll get people who know that we're a thing.
Yeah, just
So I think
awareness.
that, yeah, I
That's
think
really
that's
good.
one of the big things too.
great.
I know this isn't quite 100% finished yet, but is it an opportunity, maybe it's too soon, but is it an opportunity to kind of
I was
get it
wondering
out
about
there
that.
that we're trying to fundraise?
It's not a bad idea, Matt.
My question is though, with the, taking the credit card processing,
Yeah, we're not there
I don't
yet,
think
but
we're there
we,
yet.
we might be able to have all the rest of it and talk about
Also, I
the
don't
effort.
know if we can,
solicit.
yeah, I
Oh,
don't think
okay.
we can.
Okay, never mind.
But I mean, we could ask for people if they're interested in helping, I mean, we could have them help out with the fundraising efforts down the road,
Sure.
potentially.
There's a lot of people who want to help with art stuff, like a lot of people who want to volunteer. So, but they don't consider themselves artists. So, but they want to participate in some kind of art, public art, you know, exercise or something like that that contributes to public art. So I'm wondering if we could get people who are interested in participating, get started an email list there too, so that when we do have an event or something like that, we can have a
Bless
list
you.
for it. So maybe that's something like interested in participating in
That
public
would be
arts or
good.
something.
Get updates for when we
Yeah.
do unveil
Yeah.
rotating art and stuff.
Or like the event that we keep talking about down the road, you know.
Do we have other bills?
No bills. Yep, so that's it for the, any other thing on?
The only other thing that's gonna be coming up, my fee for Arts Day has been covered, so that'll be the
Okay.
only thing that, but that's $40, but that'll be on the next meeting.
We can't do it, Laura.
So I mean, going forward, right now, we have short of $60,000.
That's good.
We are gonna be, in the springtime, getting those wrap pads in and then,
Yep.
doing those awards, so.
So this is good that we have this much money, however, it's because we haven't been funding projects. So this year, we probably in March or something, we'll have a reevaluation of our promotions and marketing efforts and like how, like if we're gonna do a video or if we're gonna make a commercial, or how else are we gonna get the artists to actually start submitting applications for the annual grants program and the rotating arts program? Because we want this number to be lower, actually, unfortunately.
I was hoping we'd have it bigger.
Well, both. I
Both,
guess.
yes, yes.
Yeah. So I don't have anything else in the chairman's reports. Coordinator reports?
I covered most of it, talking about Artie Brown stuff.
Yeah.
The only other thing, looking forward, hopefully our fundraising efforts work out, because
Mhm.
down the road, I want to look into managing our vast collection of public art and setting up kind of a check-in point, so checking them out twice a year, checking on the conditions of them, making sure that they are being kept up and kept nice, because we don't want to be like, oh, we have a collection of 200 pieces of
Yeah.
not good art. So working on that and then figuring out if our fundraising works out, do we need to set up kind of a overall maintenance for our art that we already have?
Mhm. Okay.
So that might be something that we want to think about going
Good.
forward.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we
it's
just,
important.
we need to make sure that those are water and oil. You know, those maintenance fees aren't gonna come from our working budget, that we have a completely different account for those maintenance fees. Because I can see other departments saying, well, you guys took on the responsibility, you're paying for it, and that's the only money that we have. I can see them going after that. So,
Yeah.
we're just gonna make it very clear and objective that the maintenance of any project is coming out of this account. Everything else that we're doing is coming out of this account.
Yep.
Okay. Cool. Then, I'd like to entertain a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, opposed? Very good.
Can I, one quick pitch?
Sure.
There's a program that we started at the club. It's called Art X Talks. It's like
Is it
TEDx.
on LinkedIn?